Audio Jungle.
I wanted to share with you guys my SECA Scan. I got the first one of these done back in August 15th of last year. And then I had another one done November 1st because I was really focusing on building muscle and I wanted to have an accurate assessment of my weight that wasn't just scale weight. What this does is it measures your lean body mass, your fat mass, and your fluids. And it also breaks down the zones of where, like, how much your arms weigh, how much your torso weighs, how much your legs weigh. And it breaks it down into how much lean mass you have in each of those areas, as well as your visceral fat, which is the fat around your organs. So I had some phenomenal results, totally unexpected. I'm going to read off a little bit of what I see here. In August, I weighed 289 pounds and I was, my fat mass index was 30.48. Then in November, after I'd been training and eating kind of a bodybuilder's diet, I had thought in my mind as I remembered it that I'd lost like 30 pounds because I looked a lot different. But I actually, looking at this, I had only lost 5 pounds on the scale. But my fat mass had come down. Actually, my fat mass had not come down very much. So in my mind, I had a very successful period of weight training, and turns out here, not that successful. And then now I have actually dropped 20 pounds since August, although of course I had gone up the scale before I started coming down again. And what is the most remarkable thing about this is I had started to do a juice fast. So I'd done like my pre-cleanse where I got rid of all the sugar, alcohol, flour, dairy, fried foods, and processed foods. So all the ugly foods I'd gotten rid of. This method of crowding everything out so I don't feel deprived. So I was doing juices and smoothies and bone broth and very healthy foods, fruits and vegetables, and a clean, lean protein. And I was feeling good after 2 weeks, but I really didn't have the time to be doing a juice fast. And I didn't have the energy. When I started going to just juices, what happened is that I was starting to have like these kind of meltdowns by 4 o'clock in the afternoon where I just, I didn't have the brain power to approach my day because I was juggling a lot of new activities, things that I'm really still in a learning curve about. And I just didn't feel like it was the right thing to do. So what I did was I adapted. Adaptability is more important than perfection, that's for sure. And I went to a intermittent fasting. I did that for 6 weeks. And I have amazing results. What's most significant and so unlike any other experience I've had is that my visceral fat, where in August, my visceral fat. So it's really the true measure of your health, because when people talk about belly fat, what's so bad about belly fat is they say, well, if you've got a big belly, you've got a whole lot of fat surrounding your organs. Well, this is the measure of that. So August 15th, my visceral fat was 6.4. November 1st, it was 7.52. So it actually went up a little bit, which is weird. I probably wasn't eating the right foods. And then after doing 6 weeks of intermittent fasting, my visceral body fat is 0.59. That is like stellar. It is on the low side of normal. So internally, I'm a very healthy person, even though I don't look it on the outside right now. I'm actually really put myself in a good position by doing the intermittent fasting. And I was really doing every day, I was doing at least 16 hours. So whereas during COVID, I gained a bunch of weight and I had been eating in the middle of the night. All my anxiety came to me in the middle of the night and I started eating like crazy. So I put a moratorium on that. I said, okay, I'm going to quit eating at 8 o'clock and I would still go to sleep, after 11. So that's, a good a good time for me to quit. And then I wasn't having anything but coffee with some heavy cream and stevia in the morning. And that was consistent for 7 weeks. And then, as I'd gotten into it for about a week and a half, I started trying to push it to a 20-hour fasting window and have 2 meals where I had protein and vegetables. And so 4 o'clock, I'd have my first meal. And I would drink a lot of water and tea, herbal tea, and water with electrolyte. And then I'd have protein and 2 veggies and a salad at 4 o'clock. And the same thing at 8 o'clock, or sometimes I wouldn't have the salad in the evening. And I lost 34 pounds. But more than that, I look like I lost 50 pounds because my body is a different shape than it was the last time I dieted, and I had been eating carbohydrates and just about anything I wanted to within my calorie range. So great results. I wanted to share what I've been doing because I've been getting a lot of comments and a lot of questions, and I wanted to share it with you. And I think it's going to be great. I've decided to be an experiment to myself. I kind of want to see what this 6 weeks of doing a bodybuilding regime is going to look like, where I'm going to still do my intermittent fasting window of at least 16 hours, but I'm going to try to eat a lot more protein and make it into smaller meals 4 times a day. Every 2 hours, I'm going to eat some protein or drink a protein shake and still keep my carbs pretty low. And I'm going to see what kind of results I can get with that, and really focus on timing my meals so that I get a pre-workout meal. I have enough time to digest that, and then do a post-workout meal and do so accordingly. So I'm going to be learning as I go along, and I'll be sharing with you all the tips that I learn as I go. So I'm just getting started with YouTube, and I'd love your support. So please ring that bell, push that button, and subscribe, and stay tuned because I can't wait to share all this with you.